Cops can misuse their power, but what happens when they get exposed? Here are 4 times when corrupt female cops got caught with inmates.
And you got a live ass fucking head game. Oh my god.
It wasn't my best moments. I was just trying to get it done.
Are you in bed?
Don't even get me thinking about that because it makes me so horny. Like just going back and thinking about that.
It gets you horny?
Oh yeah. You felt me. I was like soaking through my clothes.
This is former correctional officer Charlene Diane O'Banion from the Conroe Montgomery County Jail Facility. On November 17th, 2021, Officer O'Banion was reportedly involved in a physical relationship with an inmate at the prison named Jacob Parker. They had been physical at the facility and had breached the limits. However, they were successful in keeping it a secret. However, on December 17th, 2021, a recording of a call was leaked that occurred between Officer O'Banion and Mr. Parker, which exposed the matter. Watch how the interrogation proceeds as the detectives make her hear her own explicit call recording.
Be right back. Do you need water or anything?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay. Hang tight.
Well, hey, how are you?
Good. How are you doing? You need water or anything?
No, I'm good.
So my name's Tom Lambert. I'm a detective here with Montgomery County Sheriff's Office.
Okay.
Partner detective. How are you doing?
Okay.
So I'll kind of like give you a brief rundown of why we're here, and then we'll I need to get like just some name and information from you, and then we'll go into a little more detail.
Okay.
You kind of get one shot at this of being truthful, and people, perception means a lot in criminal cases and internal cases. It's a huge deal. It sways people to do a myriad of different things,
Right.
And this is kind of your chance to paint your own image.
Yeah.
So, can you kind of tell me what's going on here?
Whatever you heard.
Well, I want to know from you. Like, I'm not trying to go off rumor. I just want to know what happened. It's my job just to find the truth, and that's it.
Yeah. I guess a few years ago, we talked, and then I ended up here, and then he ended up here. I didn't know he was here. I didn't it wasn't anything like that. And that was that.
Okay. So when you say y'all talked, like kind of dated a little bit before you started?
No, like he was never like my boyfriend. I just knew him from like the world.
Okay. So are y'all kind of talking in a sexual nature?
No.
Now that he's here?
Oh, no. Now that he's here, no.
Okay.
I mean, it's never been like phone sex or anything like that. Like that's not. But like we all joke around. Like we all make like that's what she said type things. But it's never like.
So what about some of these phone conversations?
No, not here or the phone.
I just mean conversations y'all are having on the phone.
No.
Since he's been in here.
Like sexual?
Well, I'm not saying having phone sex, talking about sexual acts. From what I'm listening to on the calls, I take it as that you've given him oral sex at some point, is what I gather from these calls.
No, that was like in the world. But we never dated. We just.
Okay. But you've had physical relationship with him when y'all were both out.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was before.
Okay.
But it was. We never had sex or anything. It was just kind of like that.
You gave him oral sex?
Yeah.
Okay.
But that was before I knew he would end up here or that I would end up here or anything like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I know I'm sorry to get in your business, but the allegation's been made, so I want to have as much detail as I can
Right.
to say either way.
Mm-hmm.
So when do you think that was about? I know it's going to be hard if it was a couple of years ago, but.
Let me think. I want to say in the past 3 years.
Okay.
Because I was in a 7-year relationship and that ended about 3.5 years ago. And it was sometime after that.
Okay.
Have you talked to her?
Leslie?
Yeah, is she back with that dude or what? Bear, whatever.
No.
Huh?
He said that he changed his mind. Like, oh, shocker.
He changed his mind.
That's literally what he told her. I changed my mind. I don't want to be with you. I don't want to work things out.
He's gonna make.
So he just has
suicidal thoughts.
Huh?
Huh?
What'd you say?
I said he's gonna end up making that lady have suicidal thoughts. He needs to just leave her alone or do something.
Yeah. That's what I told Leslie.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's just keeping you in this limbo, like, yes, I want you. No, I don't want you. Yes, I want you. No, I don't want you. I'm like, f that.
True. Is she like a big woman or what?
Leslie is very short. So, like, Leslie and I think we almost weigh the same, but she's very short. Like, short. Like, her 9-year-old daughter is almost as tall as her. Like, she's short.
So she's like.
So she looks really chunky. She looks way like if she was just maybe like 6 inches taller, like I don't feel like she would look as chunky. But she's just really short, and so she's just squish tall. She can be, yeah. Yeah. She can be really pretty. My ex-boyfriend of 7 years, he always thought Leslie was really pretty.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, he was always crushing on her. She's like, Leslie's really pretty. And I'm like, yeah, she's pretty. And she's my best friend. Of course, I think she's pretty.
Yeah.
Leslie's gained a lot of weight in the past couple years. But I think it's because of the stress that Bear puts her in. Because she didn't used to be like that. But I don't know. Maybe
I think
cuddle.
I wish I could. I think that no matter what, you should always want to be in some kind of good shape. You know, at least for your, your spouse or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, my mom was always like that.
You're not supposed to
like
just let yourself go and get comfortable.
Mm-mm.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, my mom was always like that. Like, she'd be in her pajamas all freaking day, but before my dad got, like an hour before my dad got home, she'd get a shower, she'd do her hair, she'd do her makeup.
Yeah.
Like, she made sure she didn't look like rags whenever my dad got home. Like, she always wanted to look nice for him. And I think it's really important.
Yeah, you're supposed to.
I mean, you're stuck with me regardless, but I want you to, like, just... I just want you to look at me sometimes and be like, damn, my woman's fine.
Fine as wine.
Mm-hmm.
Super fine. Super. Super.
Oh, God.
You are fine, baby.
Hmm?
You are fine.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you got a lot of in head game. Oh my God.
It wasn't my best moments. I was just trying to get it done.
Are you in bed?
Don't even get me thinking about that because it makes me so horny. Like, just going back and thinking about that.
It gets you horny?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, you felt me. I was, like, soaking through my clothes.
You're like what is that word? Like when somebody just always like can get horny like at that? I can feel it.
Yeah. I get very horny very easy. Like, I always want to have sex.
Good.
Like, that's not even, huh?
Not good.
I mean, it's not like I just, like, look at someone, I'm like, oh, my God, I'm so fucking horny. No, like, of course, like, I only get horny for you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm not
just like, oh my God, look, I just saw someone.
You kind of see how that sounds from like my point of view. like a more recent thing than 3 years ago? No?
No. I've given him a blowjob before. And that's what he was referring to.
Okay. And it was not in the jail?
No.
So do you think this dude's really gonna cover for you? Like if I bring him in here and we start playing this and all that, you really think this dude's...
Yeah. I guess we've been talking and it's been what it's been.
So I just say that...
What do you mean? Like, obviously there's something going on between us. Like, do you mean, like, what do I need to tell you? Like, there's something going on between us.
I need to know if y'all had full contact inside of this jail.
No.
Is what I'm trying to find out.
No. None. No.
None at all? Anywhere? Okay. You have any questions coming to mind, Chris?
Yes. So I've noticed one thing, and I want you to understand this about both of us. Both of us are veteran homicide detectives, okay? I've been doing this a while. All right? You seem to have blanks in your memory when we get to certain details, but you remember being groped in the blowjob from 3 years ago. I find that hard to believe, okay? This is your one chance to be honest with us.
Yes.
Once we get up and walk out and we're done, we're done.
Yeah.
And honesty is the only thing that's going to help you with us.
Mm-hmm.
So my advice to you right now is to be honest with us. Have y'all had any inappropriate contact, whether it's groping, blowjobs, vaginal, anal sex, anything, hand jobs? Yes, I am being vulgar to get a point across.
Yeah, no, it's not. None of that.
Then what is it?
I might have given him a blowjob in the back part of me.
In the back part of the quad? Okay. How long ago was that?
A few months ago.
A few months ago? How long have you worked here?
Since April.
Since April this year?
Mhm.
Was he already here?
He was right there.
Okay. Do you know how long he's been here? Don't know. Okay.
Not off the top of my head.
So you did. A few months ago, you gave him a blowjob in the back of B. Is that correct? And that's B quad, correct? Were there any other witnesses to it? Okay.
No.
As the investigation unfolded, Officer O'Banion tried to conceal the story's facts. However, as the investigation got deeper and sooner she realized the consequences of providing false information, she decided to confess. Officer O'Banion stated that she was involved in a direct physical relationship with Mr. Parker when the jail staff was short of workers, and the officers also had to fulfill cleaning duties at the premises. She also told where and how they did such illicit things. Watch how the investigation ends.
I'm just wondering because
Like people standing around while I'm...
Well, you worked days, right?
Yes.
Were you working days at the time?
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm asking. Was anyone around? Because I mean, everybody's up in daytime.
Right.
It's not like the jail's locked down. Okay.
So how did this come to happen? Like, was he a floor worker, or how did that happen? How did y'all get to be alone?
At that time, yeah, they had brought him from the pod to work. They brought him from a pod, and I don't think that day they brought anybody else from the pod. It was just him, but there was, a lot of drugs and stuff being passed around, pills. So they didn't want anybody from B Quad out on the floor because we didn't know who the source was or where he was passing around. So they pulled him.
They pulled a floor worker from the pod.
Yeah, from a pod. And then previous day they had pulled 2 from a pod. So it was just kind of one of those things like anybody volunteer, and then it was him.
Okay. And where exactly did y'all go?
The hallway in B Quad.
Like back towards like 15, 16?
Mm-hmm.
Or, okay. Closer towards the entrance, or like at the very end of the hallway?
So if you're entering 15, 16, it was like closer to the entrance.
Okay. And then where did he go afterwards? He just continued to work, or?
Yeah, I guess he was like mopping the floor over there somewhere.
Okay. Do you remember what bosses were working with you that day?
Like what sergeants?
Like who your coworkers in the quad were? Like who was manning the pickets and all that stuff?
I worked with White in there, Clark. I think you're still good enough to work with in there at the time. I don't remember anybody else back there.
Okay.
I think it was just 3 of us.
And was that a one-time? You'd given him one blowjob, and that's it. Go. How long had y'all been talking on the phone up until that point?
August. Yeah. It's been.
Okay. What month do you think this happened? The blowjob.
Last month?
Last month?
Yeah.
Is that the only day he
Something like
came to work in B Corps?
I think it was 2 days that he was in quad.
Okay.
And like within a week.
Did anything happen on the second day? And was this planned? Like, did y'all
No.
talk about this on the phone or
No.
anything beforehand?
No, it wasn't pre-planned. It was just.
Okay. Can you kind of go into detail of exactly like what and how it happened?
Yeah, he was going to push cleanup into 1516. And I needed to roll the doors open, so you can go in. So I had the key to unlock, that little picket area so that you can roll.
Mm-hmm.
And we were walking back there, and he leaned in to kiss me, and he just whipped it.
And then I know this is stupid, but it's just the way things work. What do you mean by blowjob?
I put it in my mouth.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did he ejaculate?
No.
Okay. And is there anything you want to add or anything? Or? Okay.
Mr. Parker had been in the jail since March 2nd, 2021. Officer O'Banion was sentenced to 100 days in jail for engaging in improper physical activity with an inmate. She pleaded guilty to the charge and was subsequently arrested. If you think this was the only corrupt female cop who got caught with an inmate, wait until you watch this next case.
As a result,
Correctional Officer Joyce Mitchell from the Clinton Correctional Facility. On June 6, 2015, Officer Mitchell aided the escape of 2 inmates from the Clinton Correctional Facility who had previously been involved in the killing. On June 26, 2015, prison escapee Richard Matt was driving under the influence of alcohol and was shot by the police. The cops reported that Matt carried a shotgun and firmly refused to comply with police orders to drop his weapon. However, the other escapee, David Sweat, was arrested on June 28, 2015, 2 days later after the death of Mr. Matt. After some investigation, it was revealed that Officer Mitchell was involved in their escape from the Clinton Correctional Facility. Watch what verdict is announced at the hearing on September 28, 2015, when Officer Mitchell is presented in the court.
I wrote it down because I know that I would forget half of what I wanted to say. Please allow me to start by saying how sorry I am. How much remorse I have for everything that I'm sorry. That has happened with my part in Matt and Sweats. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, Your Honor. For Matt and Sweats' escape, if I could take it all back, I would. I can't begin to explain how sorry I am for all this. To the community, to my co-workers, to my family, to all the families of the officers that were involved in having to be taken away from their families in this search. While these two men were on the loose. I never intended for any of this to happen. As hard as it was to come forward, I knew I had to. I was raised to tell the truth. I know I didn't come out at first and be completely honest, but I did bring myself to the state police and try to help as much as I could. I'm afraid it didn't help though, but I knew it was the right thing to do. I am 51 years old, and this is by far the worst mistake I have ever made in my life. I live with regret every day and will for the rest of my life. I'm sorry. I've never been so disappointed in myself, and I not only let myself down, but my family. My husband and my children are my life, my world, my purpose. I was fearful of Mr. Matt threatening to kill my husband and wanting to know where my son and my mother lived. I could not let anything happen to my husband and family. I love them all so much. I love them more than life itself, Your Honor. I'm not a bad person. I clearly made a horrible mistake. I realize I need to be responsible for my actions. But I'm hoping you will have mercy on me, Your Honor. No words can explain how deeply sorry I am. I am very fearful of the consequences I'm facing, as should I be. Please know I am seeking mental health and counseling to help me understand my actions, how my actions affected the community, my family, myself, and all who were involved. Why I did what I did, I shall not know, other than I was scared for my husband and family's lives. I know I should have told someone, but Mr. Matt had others watching and reporting to him about where and what myself and my husband were doing at all times. This is something I will never forget nor forgive myself for. Please understand I acknowledge my actions, and I am still trying to understand why I made the choices I did. I hope one day everyone involved can find it within themselves to forgive me. If not, I understand. But most importantly, I want to make it home to my family. As I fear I won't because of my actions. I'm hoping you understand how remorseful and sorry I am. None of this was ever my intentions. Your Honor, thank you for your time and consideration. Your Honor, I would wear an ankle bracelet and county jail for the rest of my life if I could just go home to my family. Thank you.
As a impose the mandatory court surcharge, crime victim fee, and DNA fees totaling $375. I next note that the defendant has surrendered her teaching certificate to the New York State Education Department. As previously stated, regarding the restitution sought by the people, the people seek restitution in the amount of $119,762 for construction and repair work in the part of Clinton Correctional Facility in the area behind the cells that were breached. Defense counsel has requested a restitution hearing to which the defendant is entitled. And the court will set this hearing for November 6, 2014 at 10 a.m. Is there anything further?
A moment, sir. Judge, that date is fine. The only thing I would request, and I don't know if the court has the power to do this, that if Joyce Mitchell was local during that intervening time between now and November 6th, it would help the defense prepare for the hearing. So I would make that request if the court has the ability to do that.
Maybe heard on that?
Well,
I don't see what purpose Joyce Mitchell would have in helping Mr. Johnson with the monetary amount that the state is requesting. She had everything to do with it, but she has nothing to do with the amount. She can't help Mr. Johnson calculate figures or go through that.
on the date of a sentence where a defendant is sentenced to a period of incarceration in the New York State Department of Corrections, the defendant is turned over to the Department of Correction at the close of sentencing. And that leads me to my final direction. Ms. Mitchell, I am remanding you to the care and custody of the New York State Department of Corrections to serve the sentence imposed. Please, before you leave, complete the required form relative to the giving of a sample of your DNA.
I think we already did this. We already signed one of these before.
That was the waiver, not the intention at sentencing.
Oh, okay. This talks about the DNA fee, and the DNA, you have to provide a sample. The probation will communicate that. Are you able to sign it? Sit down for a moment. I have to fill this out. I'm sorry.
Officer Mitchell was discovered to have secretly provided hacksaw blades and other tools to the men, which they used to break through walls and pipes at the maximum security prison. Mitchell was charged with promoting prison contraband in the first degree, a felony, and criminal facilitation in the fourth degree, a misdemeanor. She remained in jail for almost 5 years after she was found guilty of the charges. She was subsequently released after she fulfilled her sentence. If you think this was the maximum a female cop could be corrupt and get caught with inmates, then you probably aren't aware of this next case.
Hey, let's go ahead and pop this front windshield.
She's got the gun in her hand.
She's still breathing. I see chest rising.
This is former Officer Vicky White from the Lauderdale County Jail. On May 9th, 2022, Officer Vicky White had been involved in a car crash with an inmate she assisted in escaping the prison. Reportedly, Officer White and the fugitive, Casey White, had escaped the prison and been on the run from the cops for the past 11 days. Officer Vicky White, who was the Assistant Director of Corrections at a jail in Alabama's Lauderdale County, checked Casey White out of the detention center, claiming she was taking him to a courthouse. It was reported that the two had developed a romantic relationship while Casey White was in custody. Watch what the cops discover when they arrive at the crash site.
Right here's good.
Please take them. Hey, we need to clear some of this out of the way so we can get out of here.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it. She shot her.
He is. Oh.
She shot her. She shot herself.
Davis, you good? You need anything? You need anything?
No, she's good.
Okay.
She's still got it in her hand. I don't know.
Got the gun in her hand?
Yeah, she's got a gun.
All right, watch it.
You want this window gone? Hey, let's go ahead and pop. Let's go ahead and pop this front windshield
She's
here.
got the gun in her hand.
She's still breathing. I see chest rising. Okay. He's back right here. Got it. He's back. Back up. Yes. He's still breathing.
Would it be better if we try to pull the vehicle back? Would it be safer? Let the fire guy stabilize. That's what they do.
Need any light, bud?
Gun is pointing at an angle
Or if we can break this sunroof here, we can probably get in there. Yeah. Hey,
Here, let me see
we've got that housing right here. You want to try to break this sunroof here too?
Can you go in?
Can you pull her out through there? Well, I think we can reach in and get the gun. That'd probably be easier in the windshield.
See if it'll open.
Good idea. We got cover?
Yeah.
It's opening. It's opening.
Sometimes it's simpler.
Just be careful, dude.
Yeah. You got me?
Yep.
I'm gonna go for the gun first. Okay, I'm gonna go for the gun.
All right. Grab the gun.
I'm gonna grab it. Let me a little bit. All right, pull me out. All right, I got it. All right. Seems safe. Hear me pull her out?
Yeah.
Somebody pull me.
Ready?
Go down.
Keep going. Medics.
Thanks, man.
Hey, go get cleaned up. Go, here, hold on.
Oh, well, can somebody kind of hook me up real fast?
He needs to get cleaned up, dude. Yeah, he'll pull it all over. Here, hold on.
Hey, go to damage cavity wipes on you, man.
As officers pursued a Cadillac driven by Casey White, they forced the vehicle into a ditch, causing it to roll over. Following the crash, Officer Vicky White shot herself. Officers retrieved Casey White from the driver's side, and he claimed that his wife had shot herself. Officers opened the sunroof, crawled into the vehicle, handed the suspect's gun to another officer, and then pulled Officer Vicky White from the car. EMTs and firefighters provided further medical assistance, but Vicky White was transported to a hospital where she later died. Officer White was transferred directly to the William E. Donaldson Correctional Facility, a state prison in Bessemer. At the time, he was already serving a 75-year sentence for a series of crimes he committed in 2015. If you think this was the last corrupt female cop who got caught with inmates, then you probably aren't aware of this next case. This is a correctional lieutenant from the Cook County Jail. On December 5, 2016, a 41-year-old inmate named Jimmy Smith was reported to possess a laptop in the prison, where he recorded a talk show called My Back's Against the Wall. After the jail staff had reports of the laptop's possession, the lieutenant confronted Mr. Smith, the inmate, over the issue. Watch how the confrontation is about to take a brutal turn. Officers were trying to seize a contraband laptop from Smith when he punched one of them. The laptop, which was damaged in the incident, contained lewd pictures of Smith taken in various locations within the jail. Smith, who is being held without bond on charges, including attempted murder, kidnapping, and sexual assault, had been given access to the laptop to prepare for his defense as he was representing himself in an upcoming trial. Officials noted that Smith has been in custody for over 7 years and has faced additional charges related to an alleged attack on his public defender in 2014, as well as expressing intentions to kill the prosecutor and judge in his current case to an undercover officer in 2015. It's shocking to see female cops crossing the lines and doing illegal acts for prisoners. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to drop a like and subscribe for more. Goodbye.